Hey fellas, as some of you know, I've been researching flip cases for the Midas M32, one of my primary consoles that I use for a lot of events. And as some of you know, and most of us in this smaller industry, as far as smaller business industry, I should say, small business companies, we are having to work alone a lot of times. And that usually means lifting up a case on a stand or trying to get it at optimal height for your event where you can be on your feet for the next, half day or full day, working a festival, a wedding, a corporate event, that it makes it extremely easy to have a flip case such as this one here. So I'm just going to do a quick demonstration on how it works and also some of the benefits on this particular case and where it was purchased and how much I paid for it. And you guys will have a quick rundown of a real deal everyday setup. So when you get to the venue, obviously you'll roll it in place. I like locking mine in on the casters so that they're locked in place. And I'll show you how actually stable this particular unit is. It is a little, the depth is quite a bit more, by another 4 inches or so than my previous Pro X case with a doghouse. So you'll want to remove your latches. This front quarter panel removes from the front. Next, you're going to expose the console and go to your barn doors. These barn doors open right up. Cool 2 features that I really like about this particular case. Number one, it's got storage units on the inside for your Wi-Fi routers, any cables, any talkback mics or headsets, Cat 6 cable, whatever you want on either end. The other cool little feature that I liked, and a lot of times when we're dealing with things alone, is trying to maneuver something and not have it move. This in particular has 2 magnets, one on each end here and another one here, so that when you open these barn doors up, it's a magnet that stays in place. That is extremely helpful, so that you don't have to worry about doing one of these things and trying to get the console out. The other real nice feature is of course, your struts on each end here and another one on this end. You can literally move this console up with 2 fingers and let the hydraulics do the rest. And whammo, you are done. Once you got it in place and you got everything that you need, go ahead and put the barn doors back in place, latch them down, and you're off and running to the races. Again, I want to show some of the construction habits. It's got a really nice lateral support. The struts are actually in a really good position where it's got it balanced properly. On this particular model, I've got obviously a doghouse where it's got latches on each end, and I have full access not only from the top panel, but also the back panel if you need to run additional snakes, you need to get additional room, which is really nice because then it exposes the entire back end of the console without having to, dive in from just the top. So it's really nice. And actually the great feature about this one too is that I have room for my LED light. So that stays in place. When you're done, you just fold it back down. These latches go back in place, and you're going to want to lock these in, the back ones and on the top. It's actually pretty sturdy, believe it or not. One of the primary issues that a lot of guys on the forums or online were worried about was the actual stability front to back, because they called it as a narrow band where they felt like it would just topple over pretty easily. Let me tell you, it is not toppling over unless you're being an idiot and putting it on an uneven surface and just not paying attention when you're doing your setup initially. So with that being said, I want to go back. The actual height of the unit itself is very, very comfortable. It's just above your waist. For additional information purposes, I'm 5'11", and I'm just wearing regular tennis shoes. So the height itself is extremely comfortable. You're not too far down where you're bending over on your back. You're not too far up where visually it's going to impair you, obviously. Whether or not you want to put something up here, totally up to you. Wi-Fi routers, of course, or any microphones for an MC, anything like that. There is space up here. And as I mentioned, very well constructed. Again, extremely easy to work with. So just to reiterate on removing these latches, barn doors again come up and out, lock in place, and now it's doing the reverse, pushing down on the console and Slides right in, doesn't move at all. There are 2 bolts on each side here, 2 here, and 2 more on this side where the internal panels actually remove, so you can slide the console in. Once you're done, you place those back in, torque them down, make sure they're nice and tight, and the console will not move. Once you're done with that, then of course you're going to lock your barn doors again. Grab your front panel, put that in place, and it was actually really easy because there's some cases out there where you have to align it exactly perfectly, or else the latch will just, not work properly. Other than that, extremely easy to work with. Moves around. You can see the thickness here. It's pretty wide, believe it or not. It's probably in the range of, I don't know, maybe 15 inches maybe. And then here's the front panel and side panels. Again, very well constructed, great 4-inch casters with ball bearings, and it rolls real smooth. Hope this helps out. My cost on it was $678, plus shipping was about a little over $950. So well worth it, I personally feel.